Hi, good afternoon. I'm Lori Esty from SOBBS, and I'm here this afternoon with Michael Haarlander from Cenotaph Products. Cenotaph Products is the makers of the Cenotaph Amish bereavement cradle, and because of the recent changes in how things are being presented to staff and hospitals, Cenotaph has made it possible for people who are interested in finding out more information about cradles, getting them in their hospitals. They can now do a video-based call and get information on how to get these placed in their hospital. So I just wanted to welcome Michael from Cenotaph. And so Michael, tell us a little bit about this video conferencing thing that you guys have set up now.
Sure. Hey, Lori, thanks a lot for having us. I appreciate it.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, when COVID-19 happened and everything started to get a little crazy, we decided to put in some type of a video studio because people constantly reach out to us for questions and answers. And now that we're just delivering, while we deliver in this time, we're only delivering to hospital docs, and then biomedical will come out and meet us, or they'll just accept the product. And then we make it available 24 hours a day, where if they want to call in, regardless if it's the night nurses or during the day, or biomedical teams want to run through a review, that we can do it from here. We can actually show them the cradle itself. It's very easy. This is nothing to set up. You literally wheel it in, plug it in, and turn it on, and it's 15 minutes, it's up the temperature, and it'll go for 3 weeks or 3 days to a week or more without any kind of intervention whatsoever.
Yeah, and that's terrific. And that's why we love your product, because like it just frees up the staff to care and love on families and really be there present. There's no setup, there's no hazardous chemicals, there's no takedown. It's just literally just take it in the room and plug it in. So it's really such a benefit to both staff and families. And I see you've got one there in the background. So when you if somebody calls you for a video information time or whatever, so you're pretty much available anytime that works for their schedule.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I have video conferencing in a couple different places. So regardless of where I am, I can have some cradles behind me. We can get right to it. There's not a lot to go over a lot of times, because when we deliver this, there's a lot of information. There's information on our website, but we want people to know that we are available 100% of the time, 24 hours a day. Literally, we will get somebody on a video regardless of the hour to handle any hospital needs or questions from anybody. Okay.
And I think you told me across a multitude of platforms, you do Google Hangout, you do Zoom, you do webinar. What is the other one that you do?
Yeah, WebEx, Skype, Google Hangout. We'll do anything. Okay. We feel we have the ability to do anything, but better than that, a lot of groups that I talk to, they have a platform that they use all the time. So I just say, send me the link and I'll jump into yours, because sometimes it's overwhelming where people have to learn a new platform, but I've taken the time in what I do to learn everything, so that just tell me what you do and I'll come to you on the platform. It's just a lot easier for people to be able to communicate with things that they know.
Yeah.
Or are used to.
And then the online presentation can cover any kind of questions. You can take the camera up and show all the details and really get into the nuts and bolts of everything, so that potential people who are placing don't feel like they're missing out on anything via web call or video chat.
Absolutely. I might even tell a few jokes if they want. But,
yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. If somebody calls and has a concern, more than this, I want people that are trying to make a decision between a product that maybe they haven't seen it, or they've seen theirs and then they want to know more about ours. We get this all the time, where we raise money for this, but we heard about you, tell us about it. When COVID is over, we're happy to go to any hospital and display it, show them, support them any way we can. We even give free loaners. The hospital's too far away, sometimes there might be a shipping charge, but that's it. They can have the cradle for 1 month for free. Mm-hmm. And then we bring them back and completely scrub them down and make sure that we use a specific material that cleans these, that'll kill any kind of a germ or virus.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, and I think I
yeah.
had seen on your Facebook page that you had delivered one just last week, and of course, using all the precautions with PPEs, rubber gloves, masks. The cradle I think I saw was completely wrapped in plastic. So
Yeah.
hospitals that are contemplating this right now should have no fear of accepting this at their hospital docks without any problem.
No, we use a product called Smart Shield, and it kills 99.9% of all viruses, germs, MRSA, sepsis, everything. It will just kill it. So they're completely disinfected. Most of the time, we'll deliver to a hospital a brand new product, because so many times once it is delivered, they fall in love with it and they just end up keeping it.
Right,
So,
yeah, and that's our hope, so that we're there for supporting all the families. You know, I love what you guys are doing, because it has never been more important than right now for families who are a mom who's laboring in the hospital. I mean, from what I'm hearing, she's laboring alone. So any kind of support that you can give the hospitals to get these, so that that mom has the extra time. And you know, I think it's a crazy time, so I really appreciate Cenotaph going this extra mile to make sure that the hospitals are educated, families are aware that these are available, that the loaners are out there, and just whatever we can do to kind of just make sure that families have all the time that they need with their baby. Unfortunately, families, it's probably going to be moms at this time, and that's really sad. So we really need to make sure that we're kind of educating the hospitals and making sure that they're getting these.
that's what we're hearing, is that not in all hospitals, but in many hospitals, the baby could be death positive or incompatible with life, and the mother has to go it alone in one of the worst times possibly in their life. And then, you know, they have nothing. And it's, you know, so I applaud the hospitals. There's a lot of hospitals out there that really don't know the program. The narrative hasn't really reached them. I have to say this, but, and there's so many that we've sold to and that we've learned and taught and met, was people that actually, in many hospitals, nurses who actually had a stillbirth.
Right.
And then they became bereavement doulas or nurses in the hospital or head of bereavements, where they really understand. And that's Cenotaph's goal, is to not only put devices in, this is one part of what needs to get done. Absolutely. The other part is that it all has to change. People have to start healing from day one, from the minute it happens. You know, some people know they're going in and this is going to happen, and others have no idea until it actually happens. And
right.
It has to be one of the worst things. And you know our stories, and we don't have to share that right now. They can look on some of our websites to hear about us, or if they want to call us or contact us, we'll be happy to share. But this is why I'm in this.
Yeah, well, and so any groups can reach out to you, any families, any hospitals, any nurses, and you'll jump on a video call with them and kind of educate them, and you know, show them real-time video, show them, you know, around the cradle and all that kind of thing. So that's really what I think is amazing. And I just, and we love your product at SOBBS, because like I said, there's just so many positive things about it. And it just, I mean, it's beautiful. It's such a respectful, muted design, and it just is well made. And you know, we've heard nothing but positive things. So we just want to make sure that anybody who's interested in getting these or talking about them or being educated, and like you said, it starts with a conversation, because just somebody reaching out and saying, hey, tell me about this, you know, that conversation will then spur maybe a whole change in their whole bereavement policies, their whole bereavement program. And then they might get, you know, not get a cradle today, but maybe tomorrow, definitely. So the fact that we're starting conversations here is very, very important.
Yes, and we want them, of course, to buy our cradle because it's made in the United States. It uses no carcinogenics. A lot of people don't understand what they have in play today is very dangerous to actually deal with. And then there's another product out there that has some issues. Our product passes a biomedical review 100% of the time. It's absolutely guaranteed. We make this according to, well, this isn't governed by the FDA. It is definitely made under a direct DMR, which is a device master record, and a QAS, which is a quality assurance system that we actually attained and purchased and figured out to do it according to FDA standards. So while it's not being governed by the FDA, this will pass any review or electrical program that anybody can give us 100% of the time, guaranteed.
Yeah, yeah, that's absolutely great stuff. I mean, I love to hear all that kind of positives, and that's really kind of a game changer. And the fact that it's made in the U.S., serviced in the U.S., just all, and you know, just like kind of the white glove service with this product is kind of why, you know, SOBBS kind of wants to get behind it too and support, however, support families and help you get the word out as however way we can. And this is a great start. And maybe what I'd like to do is maybe at another time we could get on and do a little bit longer of a video, maybe upload it to YouTube and kind of talk about your story and my story and, you know, things that how this all came to be, because I think families, you know, when you have a connection at that level, families just can really kind of like relate. And that's what they want to know, that you relate to them and you relate to their stories and you relate to their needs. And I'm very, very excited to hear you've got some kind of like new little thing coming out.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. Is the fact that I'm 1 in 4, so we lost, not getting into everything about our losses or our daughters, but with a 15-week early infant loss. And I felt that we just weren't able to honor those babies. A lot of times they're fully formed, and I'm told by many hospitals that they're only allowed to keep the baby maybe an hour and a half. And
Yeah.
other hospitals let them keep longer, can keep the baby longer, but for the most part of the time, it's very short term. So this device will allow singles, twins, or triplets to be born and to be placed, but you have to use it with our Amish cradle. It's a piece that we're going to unveil the end of May, so I would ask everybody to please check in, and then we'll unveil it. But I feel that we're missing tens of thousands, if not 100,000 families that this happened to. Stillbirth is one thing, it's horrible. But there's a lot of infant loss in between, which I don't think the people were ever given the chance. And now we're going to give them the chance to keep their baby with them for as long as they need to.
Absolutely. So this is for for earlier losses, like anytime from the miscarriage from earlier on till stillbirth. So even the tiniest of babies, this is going to serve the families that are even the smallest of babies, right? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah. Yes, of course. What will happen is it can be determined by the hospital or the group or their mother. They'll have this piece that would be available with their unit. It's an accessory, but it could be any baby whatsoever, at a point where maybe it's bigger, that it would just go into the full cradle, that this decision or determination would be made. But yes, this is going to cover so many people that have never had the ability to actually spend time with the baby, count its toes, just look at the baby and just honor it. And
right.
Me being a grandparent, you know, a lot of times I've been all over the world, and you anticipate this child that your children are going to have the whole time. And then if you show up at the hospital and they're already gone, you never even get a chance. This new piece will give everyone the ability to wait and have the time that they need.
Yeah, and I love that. And I'm so excited to see that new product and unveil it and kind of help get the word out. And again, like you said, there's such a huge cross-section of population who aren't served well. You know, they're told, okay, you know, go home and this is sad and stuff like that. And they're not really giving any tools or any support or any kind of like companion care. So this is great. This is really going to change again, like I said, it's going to be a whole new conversation that really needs to be had, and really is going to change, you know, things on that front as well. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, Michael, thank you so much for being with us, and we'll kind of get this video out there and let everybody know, groups, organizations, parents, nurses, doctors, hospitals, anybody can reach out, and you'll hop on a video call with them and give them the whole presentation via video, and we'll kind of help you get the word out.
Great. I really appreciate the opportunity of working with you and SOBBS and all that you bring to the table. And I just welcome anybody to give us a call, register. Let's start the conversation to get one of these in every hospital.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.